We're going to continue with the Pulse Nobelisks today. We need to make cable and we need to make reinforced iron plate. And I'm pretty sure I've got all that stuff semi-organized. So we just have to connect it all up and we should be right to go. And I'm just going to test something, make sure everything's working okay. No jokes there, it's all working. Alright, so we need to make some cable. In this building here. Yeah, she gets a bit chunky in this room. That's homing ammo, that's crystal oscillator. So the next one can be here. Unless it's one machine I need at 46.7%. I'll just check that there's not a spare slot. Nah, we'll just go with that. This is the, yeah, cable. So, and I should be able to do that. Should go there. And there's no spring. That's our overflow. So that to there. And we can just put a another one of these. Copy. And this is, oh, nice. I didn't need to do that. This is Pulse Nobelisk. That's the one. Perfect. And then that's got 4. Right, okay. That there. Copy that. Paste that there. Delete that one. Right. So it's 28 wire for one machine. It's 28 each. And it makes some cable. It makes 14 cable. Perfect. And then that's to there. Right. And then incoming wire. We might have right, what can we do here? So if I wanted to come in this way and use that there, my wire is going to be coming for the next floor up, I think. Yep. Or is it next floor again? It's the next floor again, crikey. But what I'm going to do here is oh yeah, we'll just use this. This will be fine. This will be the wire. Let's go to my spreadsheet for my Pulse Nobelisks. So it's one machine at 93.4%. That's going that way, so where's my this one? I think that will go there. So this one's different. Oh no, it's not different, it's just, oh, did I have, was that, it's alright, I thought I saw an alarm, a notification up there before. It's just this is a bit close to what I would normally want. But if I come in from the side, I think I'll manually make this one. Yeah, I can't do that there, can I? Because it's there and that complex. But if I put that, if I do, yeah, it's still got to be. That's right. I'll just do this. I'll make it work. Right, so that. With that. And then right, default comes to there. That would be overflow. Alright, and then incoming here, so wire is straight, no. Copper ingots is straight ahead and left is overflow, and that is none. Rightio. And this I'm going to put put my sign down first. That one will go here. Oh yeah, I'm doing that sign, aren't I? Oh, I can just do this. Put another one on top. What's that? Yep. This will be for Pulse Nobelisk. And we'll be bringing in 14 copper ingots, and that will make 28. Perfect. All right, that's that. So I'm going to do this one like this. And that's there. There? No. That's going to conflict, isn't it? Right. It's alright. I don't think it'll conflict there. No, that'll be fine. And then what I can do is, oh, what's that? That's going to be, it might be alright. Yeah, I need it to be there. And at this point, it can come oh, actually, if I do it here, yeah, it's got to be the same height as that. Alright, yeah. So if I go, that goes to here.
Hey Smackin', you just got a follow.
Thank you, Skin You for free for the follow.
Skin You for free. What an awesome name. Coming in with a follow. Alright, there we go. So that'll go that way. I'll come over to here. it's going to feed into here, and that's that height there. Yeah, that one there should be fine. That's on there. How far can they go? I reckon if I just did that to there. No. Let's do here. Perfect, that makes that to there. Right. So over here, that was the output there. I need input here of the copper ingots. They're coming from over there. Let's come underneath. Ooh, it would save stutter. And we're going to come from that direction. Yeah, that's fine. Let's just finish it. So that should come at least to there. Or maybe not. No, it's to here. That means I get rid of that there. And we have this here. That might make it all the way. Do it that way. That's it. Alright, so then over here I should have this one here, 14. Yep. These are made previously on Dragon Ball Z. Just checking my spreadsheet, make sure I've got it all recorded. Yep, there it is there. Alright. So it's going to come out and it's going to go that way with that one there. So that there. Right, so it's not there, it's there. It's I think if I go to there, that's it. Let's go and check something quickly. So there. Rightio. That's beautiful. Now we just need to get the cable over to the crystal oscillators over there. So this is our cable, and it's going to follow with that one. Is it possible to... This might be a spot for the... Oh no, actually no. That's fine, that would work fine. Because the other one's blocked anyway. Because this one's coming that way, that one can't come through there. So that would be fine. It just depends on what's this side over here, which is fine. And then I just we're going to go up here. So I'm going to do I'll do this one. So this one's cable. Right. So if I bring that I think here is where it's going to be. No, it's got to come down one more. There we go. Beautiful. Okay, and then over here, I'm just wondering, I might as well just is that gonna work? Should do. Yeah, yep. So that. That's to there. Can I do that? Yeah. That should be perfect. Alright, so just waiting on the wire, and the first bits of wire are coming through now. The cable's hooked up. What else? Yeah, the wire and the cable, everything's coming through. So now it's just reinforced iron plates. I'm just gonna make sure this happens, but this looks good. That's coming through there. There's a lot of logistics going on here, but that's okay. Use it. That one's never been used, but it's alright. Some stuff will never be used. Some rows and stuff like that. Here it comes. That's 100%. That's just plonking along perfectly. All right. Reinforced iron plates is next. And so that's what this one coming out here is. And that just chops that off. And I might... Yeah, there's not much I can do about it. Well, if that one... We might move that to here, as long as I can bring... Nah, I think there's a reason why. No, so that's... There's a bit of a logistics nightmare going on here. Alright, so we're going to bring back reinforced iron plate. Which we might... It would have to be here. and then this would come to here. This is overflow that I'm not using. So I'm going to get rid of this one. Because I want... That should be fine there. So this will be reinforced iron plate going in that way, and then so that's going to be to there. Perfect. Alright, that's the reinforced iron plate coming in. Cable's just started coming in now. Beautiful. And I'm pretty sure we already did the output. Yep. To there. Perfect. So we've got 1, 2, 3, 4. I think it's there. Yep. Right. That's it. I'm learning how to judge where they go. And this... it's this factory here. That's too far. So... possibly I could just come under here like this one. Or even, I mean, if I'm Yeah, if I did that there, it'd be a waste. I reckon here. Because that would need to be there. Yeah, that's yeah, that's feeding in. Why isn't that? I've done that wrong. Wrong direction. Rightio. That's at least we'll go to there. So I don't need those two there. Cool. And now this one. I can go there like that. Perfect. Alright, so this will be, let's get my gone past it. This one here, 16.7%. And it's bolted iron plate. Rightio. It's going to be the same as this. Alright, I didn't put a sign on this one. I need to fix that. I'm going to do that now. We'll do a sign here. That one is for the crystal oscillators. It is iron plate. At 90. And screws at 250. And then that will output reinforced iron plate at 15 per minute. Right. This is for the Pulse Nobelisk. and it's 15 iron plate. And it's 41.75 screws. And it's outputting 2.505. We'll just put 2.5. Right. Yeah, so if I did, from my memory now, the way I do this is I line this up like that. And then I put, these will now connect. And this one is overflow, and then that goes to there. So I'll stick, we'll just do the same. Copy that. Paste that. Copy that. Paste that. Perfect. So just bring them in the right way and I'll be happy about that. Rightio. And I need to do some supports here. I'm not happy with this. She's a tight fit around there, isn't it? And then these low ones are support, or that one's, and they're, I think these can have supports. That's better. Alright, so all I've got to bring in now is the plate and screws. And they're currently coming. One's coming that way, one's coming this way. Screws. Can I get the... the other screws? Alright, yeah, I'll get to Can I do the same trick there for that one? There's a opening there, and then that's coming from above. I think so. It's going that way. Yep. It's 41 screws. Okay. Yeah, I did this. I don't know what's going on here. It's kind of annoying. I need to connect this to here. And then that to there. Alright. Now this one, it's here. I'm not sure if I'm going to be able to do this. Like, I want to do a stubby lift facing there. Will that work if I do that? Maybe. I don't think I need that to go. Perfect. That's the screws coming in. let's go and set up the screw constructor. Which I think I did it at a lower floor to use up a spare machine. Oh, that might have been the smart plating. That was the crystal oscillators. Maybe I'm thinking about somewhere else. That was heavy. I thought it was... I thought I was going to put one down here. I might do that. Does it mean... it should be right. I want to use this space up. Let's just do this to here. Get rid of that. Oh, these are bad. I'm going to have to manually make these. I've done these a bit odd. That's okay. Okay, that should all still be fine. Yep. It's just the screws, no power. Ah. Still got power, yep. Do I have the room here for my overflow? Just. Alright, this is... I copied that one, that's why. Screws. %. Wow, it's the same as the previous one. We only just need one. Oh yeah, because I suppose because previously I was making 6 machines worth, and now I'm only making 1 machine worth. That would mean the percentages stay the same. Okay. But that was for a different production line altogether. Oh well, it is what it is. I'm just going to manually do this one. That goes to there. If I did that, yeah, no, that would need to be there. And then I can do, because this is the overflow line there. We need to upgrade that one. Left is overflow and straight ahead is iron ingots. Right, and then this output here, it's going to be this hole here, which I might bring up to here, go that way. I need to do some magic here. Rightio. And then I would say that I want to bring it along probably just there. Rightio. Let's go to This is a convoluted way, but it's optimizing the paths. Alright, all I need to bring in now is bring in the iron ingots, because now that hooks back, which will be these ones, and they might come along. You know what's interesting is if I move that forward, yeah. Let's just see. So the next poking through is this way. And I could come in here and zip down along that same one. I think it'll be okay. Let's find out. Am I crossing over? That way and that way? Probably. I'm just wondering why I can't go across that way, but I think it's probably better to stick with what I've been doing, maybe. And the reason why I'm leaving that gap just is because that's how it's coming from the other one, and we can use that gap for something else in the future, maybe. Just trying to keep things simple-ish. Alright, Pulse Nobelisk. This is the one I was remembering earlier, going, I put one down below, it was this one. That's actually a good position, because I can just drop down. Now this one, this is where it gets interesting. Seeing as that's blocking that off there, then we should just do that there. I'll actually come back a bit. So this is the one that's making 22.5 per minute. I need no. That's a different one. This is for the reinforced iron plate. This is for the casted screw. Hold on. Casted screws. Yeah, let's go back to here. There's 2 production lines. There's this one. And that one. It says 21%. There, okay. That's the iron plate. There's a different of that one there I'm just in front of is for iron plate. This one is for, I need a different one. So I'll leave that there for a sec. It's probably upstairs. I was filling a hole in. That's okay. That was all for heavy modular frames. It's this one here, 10.5 output. This one, yep. Well, that's okay because I can still go straight down with this one here. Yep. And then where was I? Here, I'm here. Okay. That was from some old stuff. Same as that. That was from some old stuff too. Oh yeah, okay, hold on. We're gonna fix this. I don't know what that weird connection is. I think I'm going to put that there. That. It's going that way. And then this one, we're going to go like that. Perfect. Okay, so that's the reinforced iron plate, the screws, the reinforced iron plate. Now we do need to do the iron plate. I'd like to know what this weird thing is, but anyway. Alright, so iron plate. I think we might go all the way back and work out our return trip to Iron Plate Factory, and we'll follow our other one. Maybe. Now this is supposed to be... oh yeah, screws, because I've just done the ingots, so of course there's no screws flowing there yet. I'm not sure about this. Oh yeah, it has to be that way. Alright. So iron plate previously was coming that way. Do I repeat that again? I would need to go two above. So that's the copper sheet. And it gets to here and it gets even more complicated. It runs that way. I wonder if I can shift that around. I definitely could. And then I, because then if I could get use of this, it's that I can get through here. I can't do anything with this because it doesn't matter. I can't use this lane here. That's why it's like that. But what's this one coming here doing nothing? I haven't hooked up yet. Did I delete something? This is my ingots. Oh yeah, I was like, oh yeah, and then this will go over here. I'm glad I checked that. So it was going to run 2 from the top. Yeah. Talk about not finishing a job. So that comes to there. So what I was going to do was that comes to there. That was going to run like that. And then that goes to there. Nothing's overcomplicated. Perfect. And we'll have screws for days. Alright. Now, back to the saga of the iron plate. So I was thinking of bringing it in it would have to be up here with that one, wouldn't it? came in here, it could go down maybe on top of that one, and then I can loop it. I think that's what we're going to do. That was there, then it can go all the way down here. And it'll also go on top of this one. Not there, you idiot, that's not needed. And that comes all the way, loops around and drops down into here. It's at the very top one. Right, let's work that out. Should I do... Yeah, I need to do just that. And then that should connect. That goes to there. So that's what this is, one that will go to here, and then to here. As far as we can go is here. And to there. Right, and then the plate factory is here. Rightio, and then come along this way, and that was everything for that. I need to make a new row of machines. Alright, they need pretty sure it's going to be that. Because that'll give me no, I want one more. So I'll just put this one here and then step it back. Yep, that's what we want. Let's grab the constructor power pole. That. They'll all get power, and I'm actually going to use the one down here just because it's close. Now overflow is that way, isn't it? I wonder if no, I'll just do this is it here. I'll do that. That's it. that'll go to there. And then, alright, so there would be a let's just say I had a splitter here. Then my constructor it'd be on the left. This one, like this. But what I might do is I think we're going to bring it back one, back to here. And that can move. And in reality, all of this doesn't need to be here. I just wanted to work out where. This would go. This was the that was there. That's what I wanted to work out basically. And then I'll just leave that there. This is just me organising my overflow. So this goes there. Perfect. Alright, so straight ahead would be iron ingots and left would be overflow. And then the output of that, which is the whole point of all of this, which I think I'm going to do this here. Lovely. Right. This is iron plate at, let's have a look here. A reinforced iron plate. The Pulse Nobelisk. One at 75%. Yeah. So all I need to do now is bring in the iron ingots, which I might bring them in. I think they're just over there. It's these ones here. It's 22.5 ingots, that's the one. If I came out and went I think I'll use, if I use that, right, then that leaves that free if anything that's coming from that direction. I feel like that's the smart play there. So that one, oops. That one, so is it the top? It's the second from the top. Hold on. Wrong side. That might reach in one go now. No. Oops. Alright, let's just get that hooked up, and then that should be a Pulse Nobelisk automating. I'm going to take a 5-minute break once that's done. Now, I'm going to have this hiccup here, but I will... oh no, hold on. We will just go... Yeah, we'll do that. That, yeah, actually we can avoid that. That can just go. Sometimes It's nice to put something to walk under. Right.
No.
Let me make sure this is all kosher. That comes over to here, comes down to here. Ironing it straight ahead, overflow to the left. That comes into here. It's configured for iron plates. Comes up there. Out of here. Turns over there. Turns here. Can't run when you're up here. Right. Come on, get on there. So it runs all the way along there, around there. Along the top here. Comes down here. Into here, iron plate. This is waiting for the iron plate. That was making 15 per minute. Needing 15 per minute, that makes 2.505 a minute. And then that output here goes here. It goes up to here, second from the top. All the way along here. Sharp turn. There, straight into here. Reinforced iron plate. Comes into here. Bingo. Alright. I'm going to wait here for a minute. I'm going to have a quick break and I'll leave you with this lovely sight. Rightio. Thanks for hanging in there. Let's see, I can see that plate's coming in now. Which is that one heading over there. And it's beginning its journey. Alright. That's still going to take a little bit to happen. So we're going to check a couple of things while we're waiting. We've got, the next thing we're going to do is Heavy Modular Frames. We will need a building for those. And you know what? Geez, look at this. 3, 4, 8, 9, 10, 11, 14, 17, 17 heavy modular frame machines. That's all we're going to need this whole build. I'm wondering if that's could go on top of another building. Rather than starting a new fresh building. It just depends on which buildings might not need a lot. Like, well, that's a good question. Let's have a look at this. If we go back to my overview page, if we just look at, say, power consumed, that might give us an idea, or even parts per minute. Just looking like the AI limiters, there's a few there. Novelist, Versatile. So stators, yeah, there's a bit. Motors, automotive wiring, that's elsewhere. Yeah. So, geez, there's a lot of some items. We've already made quite a few items up to this point. Yeah, modular frames. 107. So what is the... Okay, so I could put it on top of the modular frame building. Heavy modular frame building on top of the modular frame building. Because if you look here, I could build the floors in advance. The only ones I wouldn't build, well maybe, well I don't know, is for the Fixonium fuel rods. I might make those at that location. So that would be 3 machines maybe. So if there was 6, 9, 18, 19, 20, 21, 24, and at most, if that was 24, 30, let's say 32 modular frame machines. So modular frames are being made in there, where are they? They're in this one, aren't they? Alright, so if we had 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. If there was 9 per floor, then 3.5 floors. So 4 floors. So 1, 2, 3 and another floor, and that'd be them all made. So then from there up, on top of that, we'll start making heavy modular frames. I think that's smart because heavy modular frames if I look at some of the recipes I'm using, modular frames underneath, steel pipe, it's not too far away, case nostril beam not too far away, and screws. So it's all pretty much all nearby. And then I change the recipes, concrete's nearby, so that doesn't change much there. That's what we're going to do. Oh, hold on. Let's do... Yeah, we'll do 4 floors on top of that floor. So 1, 2, we'll put 2 more floors up. That's not what I wanted. It's in the right spot, but it's not the right direction. I meant to turn it. That's where it should be. Yep. I don't know how many floors we'll need for the manufacturers, but we'll just work that out. That'll be it from there on up. Right, so let's do this and one more. Right, so that's 1. This is the second floor, that's 2. This is 3. So I need 1 more floor on top of that. So I need 3.5, so 4 floors. So that's 1, that one's 2, that one's 3, and this is the 4th floor, so the roof's just got to go on it. I have a feeling I'm going to put a sign on some of these floors to define what they are. Or let's just build the machines now in advance. That's actually not a bad idea. I've done that before and I run into problems. I'll build them as I go, but I will put a sign on this floor to say that it's a modular frame floor. So that's going to be modular frame. Right. Organization, put a large billboard. That's one floor. Two floors. Three floors. Four floors. No mistaking it now. Which means the next floor up is Heavy Modular Frame, which will make a floor for that as well. Right. Now let's do all the important bits. Make it realistic-ish. think. I need the right angle to see that. I'm leaning around the corners as I fly up. Oh, a bit of a glitch there. Took a little bit of damage. Almost there. Put the stairs up. We'll go and check our status of our modular frame, of our reinforced side plates too. Let's do that now. They should be well and truly being made at the moment. %. Alright, so I'm hoping crystal oscillators will be working by now. I can see smoke from the machine, steam, 97%. So they're just currently getting to 100%. As long as that's at 10 by the time that reaches 100. But yeah, we know it's running at the right efficiency level. Being a slow production run, 2 minutes makes sense. Seeing as we're making 2.5 of those per minute, the reinforced iron plates. Back in 1 sec. I'm back. Eight, 9, 10. There you go. We've got 10 already before we've even hit the 100%, so we're good. So these should now be transferred over to the Pulse Nobelisk. There's 2 on their way there. Look, there's one heading up at the moment. Another one heading up. This one's coming down into it. We're already running at 92%. That means I should have 10 already. Sweet. Just gonna make sure it actually makes its way into here. Should be. Then I'll be able to sleep tonight, you know. Here it comes, 2 of them, 3 of them, 4, 5. Yep. Perfect. We now have Pulse Nobelisks automated, which should be. We won't see much with them. We need a creature to make them effective. Ooh, that's pretty nice. Wonder if I did it right here. How close can I stand? I don't seem to take much damage from that. Any damage at all. Oh, I did then. Right. Right. Well, that's awesome. They are big signs. I'm definitely not going to forget what those floors are for, am I? It's hard to get it sometimes. Sometimes you just got to start a bit lower and go for an uneven number. Skin for free. Just got most of the way across the map and realised my BP wasn't auto-connected. Oh, I had to delete all of it and start over so my train has power. Oh man, that sucks. That really does. After all that hard work you've put in, one simple oversight. Well, at least you know you're playing Satisfactory the right way. Because you're deleting and recreating and deleting and recreating.
Buckle up, there's a raid incoming.
Uh-oh. Look out.
Thank you, Spongelet, for the raid of 45 viewers.
Welcome on in, Sponger. Welcome, viewers. Raiders. If you're not following Spongelet, you need to go and drop him a follow. It's pretty simple. Just click that love heart icon. Oh, that's the answer. As long as I'm doing it from above. Oh, I think I just answered a question. Nate, Demon, welcome. Bare minimum alpha. Time to close the second tab. Oh, that's lovely to hear. How was your stream, Sponget? What were you getting up to? We've finished Pulse Nobelisks, and now I'm starting on Heavy Modular Frame, which I've decided to put the Heavy Modular Frame factory on top of the Modular Frame factory. So I've made some spare floors for the modular frames, so I can start the Heavy Modular Frame. Firehammer, welcome. Good to see you. Your finished reinforced iron plates on defined concrete. Excellent. Good to hear. Skin, this is my first playthrough and first train for compact coal. Just got to turbo fuel. Wow, awesome. Oh, I hope you're enjoying the game. You're still playing, so you must be. Oh, I've missed this one. Just putting some stairs up here. Every time I build a new floor on my buildings, I use stairs, because if there's no power, then how can you use the personal elevator? Oh, I can't tell sometimes. Sometimes you don't get the right angle. I think I'll have to go up here for this one. Another long stream then, I take it, Spongelet. There we go. Much happier since they added controller support. Wow, okay. How are you finding it? I did play it with the when I was testing 1.1. It definitely looked like it was well thought out. It's interesting how some of the components, the UI components, come together with the controller support. Usually try to do 8 hours, Sponge. Nice. So it's at 26. I've just worked something out. No, I thought I'd worked something out, but no, I haven't. Happy to hear controller support is good. Yeah, it absolutely is. We're going to do it this way. I've been considering buying a PlayStation or an Xbox to do a console playthrough when it gets released on console. There's only one way to force yourself to do it. Only frustration is that the in-game calculator is disabled while using the controller. Yeah. Yep, your keyboard and mouse is completely disabled when you're using the controller. That was one of my biggest gripes. It does make it, you just can't jump backwards and forwards really easily. I really wonder what the console experience will be like. I feel like it'd be different. Normally I don't add this many floors at one go, but in this instance, we're doing them in advance. Jan, then you need a real calculator. I mean, this is true. It's very true. That's not what I wanted. You see, I don't understand why it was really nice that time. And that one's really nice. But other times you, like, so when I mean really nice, talking about getting it facing me that way. Sometimes it's facing that way, and other times it faces, and you can't turn it when you're on connectors. Can I explain what I'm building? Sure. So this whole factory, there's a building for every product. So that factory there, that's the reinforced iron plate factory. This is the modular frame factory down here. And then I'm going to make heavy modular frames next. But I need to make 1, 2, 3, I need to allocate 4 floors to future modular frames. So I'm going to start the heavy modular frames up there. There's a link here to my current save, which has this spreadsheet, and I've already mapped out the complete playthrough. So what I do is, instead of making instead of going, all right, there's an iron node, I'll tap that iron node out and I'll just make as many smelters as I can off it, and then I'll go and then split it up where I need it. I'll make it in the opposite direction. I make everything I need as I go. So if I'm going to make modular frames, I've already got calculated I need 6 machines worth for the heavy modular frames that's coming up using the bolted recipe. Then when I get to the adaptive control units, I'm going to need 3 machines at 112%, and so on and so on and so on. So I don't build everything all in one go. I build as I go. The only and I tried to do with this playthrough is have a separate building, but in this case I thought for me to put the heavy modular frames, I'll show you here. So currently I am, let's go let it load. So currently I'm here. Yep. So this is the modular frames building here that I'm on right now. And if I was to make another building just for heavy modular frames, I would have to put it somewhere over here or somewhere down here, and that's starting to get away from all the other products like that I need, like screws, modular frames. What else is needed? It's a great question, I've forgotten. Sometimes concrete with the concrete recipe. Steel pipes are coming from here somewhere. Yeah, this would be steel pipes here, I think. So the steel pipes only need to make it from there to there. And encased industrial beams, they're being made here. So they need to make it over to here. So if I put it over here, then I need to get the screws all the way over there, the modular frames all the way out. So I've just thought, in this case, I'm going to put them I'll just wait for the ad break to finish before I keep talking. Oh, and they're just staircases. Oh, it's the compacted coal now. That's the what's on it? Sorry, Jan, I misread what you asked me. I thought you said not just the beams but the factory, but you meant not just the factory but the beams. I was making staircases. That's all I was making there. 15. Alright, let's check. I've got a compacted coal issue. So that should be 45. My compacted coal is not running as expected. What's going on? It's the sulfur. Oh, alright, yeah. So we're gonna have to... Let's replace the... We'll put another Explorer in there and see what happens. I just wondered what you use beams. I'm kind of new for building mechanics. Right, yeah. It was It's just exactly what you said there, to make nice stuff. That's all it is. Is if because I made this blueprint like this, if I didn't have the beams there, then they're just floating stairs. So I use the beams to add some structural nicety to it. Alright, so I know why the compacted coal was slowed down. It's because my Explorer is bringing in the sulfur, and it's obviously not bringing it in fast enough anymore. So I'm going to do something different here. Yeah, we're out of sulfur. That's what's going on. So I'm going to add another Explorer on this route. That's not bringing much sulfur in per trip. Let's go and actually have a look at... It's supposed to be bringing more than that. Oh, maybe I need to upgrade the miner. That's probably what it is. Trying to make an 8-star building but can't figure out how to make slope walls to it. I see. That sounds frustrating, but certainly sounds creative as well. That's that iron node I was going to tap. Oh yeah, totally. There's your problem. Yeah, he beat me back. Because I'm also using that to make all my ammunition and stuff. Probably have to give up slope walls. Issue is in a corner. Yeah, I had an issue the other day. I'll show you. It's the nature of Satisfactory, unfortunately. Is that it has some nice buildable items, but it doesn't have everything to complement. Probably the easiest one I can explain is they added the half foundations in the 1.0 release, but there's no like half ramps or half walls, so you'd... But the one I was really talking about is this here. I've got these lovely slope roofs here. They look good, but when you come up to here, there's no up corner and down corner slope roofs. So you can't make it nice. So you end up making sort of a chunky inside just to cover up what you're seeing there, so to speak. Alright, yep, I've got some of that going that way. I may still need to add another explorer to the mix. That was your issue, so I'll give up and make it vertical. Fair enough. Yeah, I mean, it's one of the things. I mean, there's mods as well. I'm sure someone's made some mods for that. Like, I'm sure there's a pack of wall mods or something like that. I'm not a mod person myself, but they can be very beneficial. Here comes the Explorer doing donuts. So how much is it bringing in? $736. That's a lot better. I think we might be okay now. Have not used mods? Yeah, neither myself. That's not to say they're not a good thing. Now, I don't think that's enough. I suppose it is. That's right, guys. Absolutely. Okay, so it's not a lot of sulfur. That's why I never really had a big issue previously, because I wasn't using a lot of sulfur here. Right, that's good. So that's going to be okay. I should have gone and overclocked that sulfur node previously. Didn't think about it when I extended it out. Now, but I'm pretty sure I'm going to have enough here by the time that gets back, and then that'll be fine. So that's interesting. That was having a run-on effect to the turbo fuel, obviously. I'm glad we sorted that out. I may have to redo this trip. There, you get stuck. That's a shit turn there. Yeah, look at this. I've still got, yeah. We're ahead in sulfur. Perfect. I'm glad I checked that. Now here it comes now. So it really was detrimental. It was coming in bursts. I was sort of just getting enough and then not. We'll come back and check up on that. Alright, so this will be my heavy modular frames. In your playthrough, you've not used any transportation except belts. It's a pretty good method. Belts are very, very reliable. You wouldn't be the first person to dabble. Yeah, you just can't argue with how reliable belts are. It can just comes down to the time you need to take to lay them out. That's all it is at the end of the day. Yep, that one's got one there. Blueprints has certainly helped in expanding belt system too. Absolutely, Gaz. I agree. They make a big difference. Alright, that means let's go check our Pulse Nobelisk production level. %, beautiful. Power will still be a bit finicky at the moment while that compacted coal sorts itself out. But we're starting on our first floor of heavy modular frames. So we're going to use our manufacturer. By hammer, from the base mechanics to the games mechanics, the less transfer points you have between raw and finished product, the less lost time you amass. So this in fact makes belts the most efficient for transfer. Same goes for most automation games that use belts. Yep, you're not wrong, Firehammer. That's pretty much all how it goes. Okay. This building is a little bit cramped for space, but I do have my style. But now I'm using 4. This is going to be interesting. It's going to push me to my limits. I think that's fine there, right? But heck, it's fun to do the other things and looks cool. So look at the cost of 1 to 5% efficiency. Who cares? Exactly. As long as you're having fun, that's the main thing. 2. 3. 4. 4. I can really only get 4 per floor. Oh, I could get a bit more actually if I squeeze. I could get 5. If I went there, even there, because I can change the pole. How's that line up? Yep. Gaz, I've seen, Gene, for trucks I see the only benefit to get some life to the world. Yeah, that's exactly right, Gene. That's what actually does do exactly that in this world when I see them cruising around, and I'm gonna actually do some more. We'll still be doing trains for long distance stuff. And so True Smirkin, at the end of the day, if you're not having fun, you're playing the wrong game. That's it. Guys, I've seen some seriously cool belt systems in this game too, mainly around the connecting points. People build towers or hanging systems of belts. It's pretty extensive how they can be done too. Yeah. Let's play Belt Tower. It's Jan? Yarn? Is it Yarn? I'm going with Yarn unless you say it's something else. Okay, yep. No worries, Yarn. Excellent. Always like to trigger chat, keep them on their toes. Alright, this will give me 5 per floor. By Hammer, the overall creativity in this community is of any scale I can come up with. It's absolutely impressive what people have done so far. Can you just imagine what the future will hold, right? Yeah, absolutely, Firehammer. Absolutely. Some pretty awesome stuff. I reckon this. I'm going to there. I'm going to there. Right. How's the power going? Oh, look at that. Stabilised much better now. We'll go and have a look at that in a second. Check out Construction, a streamer but money for his current build. Its scale is insanity. Yeah, absolutely. It's got the tower from Die Hard. It's pretty funny. Okay, I'm going to do on this floor, I'll do the heavy modular frame for the Pioneer, for the adaptive control units, and the fused modular frame thermal propulsion unit. The fused modular frame I'll do on the next floor up because it's 4 machines. Although I could do the nuclear pasta, that one's for the space elevator. I could do that one on this floor. But that's for the fused modular frame. That could be the next floor up. Yeah, that won't matter. Oh, things are just getting complicated when I look ahead. I look ahead at what's coming up. Is it better to clock speeds up or make one more and clock down? Honestly, that's a great question. The way I do it is, here's a good example here. For this one here, if the machine was at 100%, it's 3.2 machines. So what I do is I go, well, for me, you could do 3 or 4, but I just go, well, okay, if it's 3.2, let's say 3.2, and I go, well, how many is that? What's the percentage? That's 80% for 4 machines. Or if I wanted to go with, you could go 1.07% to make it 3 machines. And the reason why I say either is, for me, it's just, in my brain, I like them all to be getting the same amount. Zeus, hello, welcome. In terms of better, down clocking will consume less power. Gaz, the Tyrell pyramid for Blade Runner as well. Oh, that's true, yeah. You're doing good, excellent. It's, what are you up to today, Zeus? Okay, so it's 3 of these at 100%. One, 2, and this is going to be a tricky one, kind of. Because this one's going to need 720 screws, so I'm going to split that between the 3 machines in the middle. No, I'm going to come in with 2 belts. Yeah. The best part, and the point that makes all this even more impressive with the current tool belt outside of modding community, it's quite limited, and I think Smirkin has mentioned this earlier, incomplete. The tool belt. Yes. I can't remember what I was talking about. So Steam had their summer sale, and now I'm part of the Satisfactory community. Well, welcome, Zeus. Good to see you jumping on board. Alright. So 3 machines. So I'm going to build... Commiserations to your spare time, Zeus. Oh, all the things we have access to build, the lack of half walls. Yeah, that's exactly it. Firehammer, yeah. And as you base clock level around the current power supply, if I have excess, then go nuts on overclocking, and therefore saving space if one wanted. Underclocking is handy too, as without the need for so many power shards yet. How's Randy doing? He is very well, thank you. He's sleeping in the other room at the moment. Lazy bastard. Alright. This is going to be a bit easier because I am doing three machines at the front. I don't know if I've left enough space. This is going to be interesting. Oh yeah, this might work. Alright. Not looking forward to this. I've been 4 inputs on the manufacturer is something I've been putting off for a bit. We'll see what we do. Talking about him, he's bound to jump on me now. Yes, Firehammer. He is, isn't he? Guys, another choice for the under overclocking. Make a smoother connection between processing points. If you manage to get, for example, numbers not accurate to actual game numbers, 4 smelters to 4 constructors by overclocking the smelters or underclocking, you end up with some pretty smooth builds and also satisfying potential OCD needs. Absolutely, Gaz. Absolutely. Yeah, this isn't gonna... I'm gonna struggle here. We're going to be making some compromises here, I think. That'll work for that. And that. Let's just say, what are we going to do? Let's say we had only the screws that are bigger than Mark. That one. So if you're wondering what my concern, what I get annoyed with, is this. I don't like the conveyor belts going over the splitters. It's just yucky clipping. So, how can I get around that? I may need to make my building a floor higher, I think. What's the compromise for? Not as much room as you really envisioned to build. Well, it's literally that. That's my gripe. I don't like that clipping into the splitters, so And because I'm overflowing on the input and I can't use this row, the outer edge, I can't put splitters and mergers in. That's one of my guidelines. So you've got a splitter for these three, and then I still need the smart splitter in front of that, and then I bring my product in. Yeah, and it gets worse when you go to a Mark IV. Look at that, you're halfway into the splitter. It's the same reason why I don't like stacking splitters on top of each other. It's a personal thing. I think it looks crap. It's clipping. You can literally see it. But that's just how yeah. You see what you're saying? I never really look closely at it. Yeah, look at, and it's in my opinion, it's badly designed, because if you look at this, if you put a where are we? Something like this here, so you can put a Mark 1 and a Mark 2 and even a Mark 3 and they never clip. You can see a gap between there. But you go to a Mark 4, the lift's okay, but now you are clipping heavily into that lift. It's just, yeah. And then what doesn't even make more sense is when you go to a Mark 6, Mark 5 and Mark 4 are very similar, and then Mark 6 gets thin again. It's not consistent. So I just work around it. It's a bit like Mark 1 and Mark 2 pipes. Why are they the same size? Yeah. If they do things like that, yeah. Anyway, it's just a personal thing. That's all it is. So how could they stop caring about the standard they set with Mark 1 to 3 for 4 and 5 and decided to revisit the same format for 6? Yeah. Also, maybe the person who designed it was a different person. It's not unusual for the person who did the early ones to be a different person and someone else comes along. This might work. Let's see, that would work. I don't know where the overflow is going to go, but we'll deal with that. But I can at least do that. May I ask you a satisfactory question regarding power? Absolutely, Zeus. Fair enough. Weird how you don't notice notice things and someone points it out though. Yeah, that's it. Everyone's got their different choices in styles. Oh, is that curved? That's right. Yeah. So there's another. Okay. That was bizarre. Right, so this is where I can work around the issue. Now that I've turned that one that side, I've freed up a lot more space here and I can separate these out. So, for instance, I could do a quick save and then have one of these this height on this floor. This is where I can... This is where I'm challenging myself to try a few different things. It's looking better. Right, this is where the next one would be this one maybe. Yeah. I think this is going to be okay. Say you have one coal generator sending across power poles back to your factory area. If you hook up 3 generators, will you receive the total power output from the 3 generators back at your factory? Or do you have to run separate sets of poles for each generator? No, it's all one big power grid, Zeus. You join it all together with power poles, it all just becomes one power. You can run individual power though. You could have... If you wanted to split your power out, you just 3 generators all to a power pole, run that power pole to a specific factory, and then another 3 generators to another set of power poles that run to a different factory. That will all work fine, but you just don't get the combined power overall. Yeah, I think this is gonna work. Got it? No worries? Not a problem. Alright, so that is the 3. The last one's this one, and this one's different because I'm running 2 belts to split into 3 machines. So it'll be 720 divided 2, so there's 360 coming from each. Divide that by 2 is 180. Yeah, I think I'm just going to do... So for this, I'm going to put... one coming that way, and I'm going to put we'll work that out in a sec. So if I do that way, I'm going to put it in the center. We may move it. And then I'm going to put a merger here for this one. Oh crap, where's my undo button? Yarn, to make it easy, is it petty to make 1 power input per factory and use priority switch so you can power making systems separated? Yes, the priority switch, I haven't used it much here. Definitely I would put your priority power switches is it going to show me on the network? I would like put your things like your coal power and that stuff in your priority group 1, so that when there's issues they stay on and everything lower is 8. I haven't done much myself. I've been thinking about how to do it, but yeah. But as per power, that's what I've done here. When you're talking about 1 input point per factory, that's what I've done here. So I've got every building I've got here, this is my central power grid that runs through all of these poles that I've got set up here, and this top power line connects everywhere. It's a completely redundant grid, and then they all join at the back of each building at this exact point, and then it goes up to the roof. And then as for getting it to different floors, then I'm using the lift to distribute it on every floor. So on every floor there's an elevator stop, and that power goes up, and then it will distribute the power on every floor. Yeah, had power deficiency and all your systems shut down. Yep, that's gonna happen. It's one of those things, power, obviously you need to spend the time making sure that you've got more than you need before you go on and make more and more and more. It's a bit of a gamble sometimes. Right, let's fix that little issue I had. That was a bit of a rookie mistake. It wasn't just a building, it was a whole blueprint. Okay. So then that would be a Mark 3 and a Mark 3 to there. And that will be a Mark 4 to there. And that's it. Let's get this working. I might. We'll see. And then see, that's not straight. We have to make sure they're all straight. Yep, I'm a tight power budget at 25,000 power building new nitro rocket factory. Now that's going to help with that. Yeah, that's the gamble with the game. The time you take making power. Could be doing other things. That's all my inputs. Just about. I gotta work out what's gonna go where. Or should I go directly ionized? Look, you can always use the nitro with the ionized later, I suppose. I like going through each stage of the game. I'm not a fan of rushing to make something. As you can see here, I still haven't completed phase 3. If we look at how many hours I'm into the game, I'm 294 hours in. I haven't completed phase 3 yet because I've been forcing myself to do, not forcing, but I've got a limitation in place that I need to automate before I move on to the next thing. Automate what I've unlocked before I move on to the next thing. Ionize needs power cores, you not made it. Yeah, you get caught in this loophole of trying to automate things, and it's gonna cause you problems. All right. I'm gonna do. I'll do this one a bit differently. I think I'm gonna do. There is no need for me to have a low balance output on 3 manufacturers. Now after all of that, you idiot. Dealt with overflow. That's close because of that. You're in phase 5, nice. It's a nice place to be. Left. Have I left myself enough room? No. Good old, I'll just make it 6 times. It's alright. I think that'll be. find out. Okay, that's alright. Okay. That's right. That's no. I did that to there. There we go. I'm liking that. That means I could have. Where is that overflow? That's that side, okay. Yep, that's what I'm going to do. There's my overflow there. Right, so then I would say I'm going to put we can change this later, but ugh, no thanks. Alright, that's my overflow. I'm just going to go straight down for the moment. Then probably here we'll go let's have a look. So we're going to cut in with that. So that will then let me have you idiot. Perfect. Alright. So that would go in there. Ah, the wrong direction. Rightio. We've got some overflow organised. I think that's probably going to be enough for me today. Our next task will be to bring in the 4 ingredients, which will be 2 belts of screws, modular frame, steel pipes, and encased industrial beams. So there's a bit of work to be done. The screws are already made. They might come in first, we'll see. I have to be careful about how I bring stuff up as well. What am I making? Heavy modular frames, guys. We're up to that. And then I've actually got to make some more for the adaptive control unit, which is coming up. I should make that at the same time. That's what that one's for. We'll get there. There's a few things going on. I don't want to get too far ahead of myself. But let's check out turbo fuel power, because I think we fixed that compacted coal issue that I overlooked. looks like a pretty fat line to me. Yep, so there is someone's losing somewhere. That could be in another fuel production line. It might not be here. It's going to be one of these. These are lower than 1. That one's fully... Well, it may just be taking a while to buffer out too, because if that's at fully 50, and all of these have been increasing, then it's just a matter of time for it to fully saturate. What do these machines say? They're all running at 99%, so it's the coal. So you work off a checklist when choosing what to do next, guys, as in a list of what item to automate next kind of thing. Yeah, well, it's all in the spreadsheet, guys. All in the spreadsheet. So if I do Pulse Nobelisk, and I go, I've done Pulse Nobelisk, and I go, well, Heavy Modular Frame's the next one on the list, and I just work on the one I need to do for the Pioneer. That's the one I do. All of these all these other ones, I might make the machines in place, but not belt them at that point in time. And then I'll go, because once I've made that, well, now I've got to make computers, because computers is the next one. And then I've got to make modular engines. That's the next one on the list. And then I've got to make adaptive control units. And then that's when I start going, well, I need to go back and make more computers, more heavy modular frames, circuit boards, automated wiring. The automated wiring is already made, so that's where we reuse some of those. And the automated wiring won't be sunk anymore. It'll start to get fed into this one. So it's just, I just make what the Pioneer needs, and then we move on from there. And I've done a lot of excess stuff. Obviously the, what do you call it? I'm quite a ways behind, because I've automated all of the tools, all the ammunitions, all those sorts of things. But this is all getting there. It's just taking time. It's all 100%. It's all good. After all this time, I shall have to check it out. Knock yourself out, guys. Go nuts. We're getting there. There's just lots going on everywhere. But yeah, I just work on, probably the biggest mistake I've ever made in the past is where I try and make everything I need for the rest of the playthrough in one go. So like, I'm going to make all the heavy modular frames I'm going to need right now. And then it gets to a point where you make a mistake in your calculations, and then you have to try and work out how to fix that oversight. I make mistakes in my calculations all the time, but I discover it as I go, so it's not a big issue. Ooh, 7 coupons. We are actually starting to crank it on. Things are nice now. Excellent progress today, folks. We finished the Pulse Nobelisks. They're all done, automated, feeding into the dimensional depot. I've started work now on the heavy modular frames, and we decided to put those production lines on top of the current Modular Frames building. So I made some empty floors in readiness for those Modular Frames, and then we're going straight up to heavies. We're going to get that cranking on in the next episode. It's coming along nicely. And also we found a little issue I had with the compacted coal for the turbo fuel. I didn't have the miner running properly at the right rate. That's been fixed now, so it's all working nicely. Everything's been caught up and we're just cranking along. It's looking good. Have a good morning, afternoon, evening, and night. I look forward to seeing you soon. Bye.